In this lesson, we will attach some CSS and some styles to the buttons that we have used in the previous lesson. So here we had created these buttons, as we can where we showed text and we changed those texts. Now let's create some styles for it. So we have created a style sheet, styles 001.css, which we will use here. So let me go to styles 001.css, and for the buttons, let's say I create a class called say button1, and what this class does is it gives a background color, and we want the background color to be red. So let's say dd, or let's say cc, that which will be lighter 0000, and we want the text color say to be white. So we have defined this to be the button, and we can attach it to the class here. So we will say class is equal to button1. That's the class we had defined, button1, yes, and we define it to the other button also. Let's run the code, and we can see that the styles of the buttons have changed. Suppose the next thing we want is that the text that we have here is also styled. So let's say we call it dot text ms, or let's call it dot text1, and we say give it the background color. Say we give it slightly, let's say we give it some bluish color. So blue will be RGB. So blue will be the third one. So let's say we give it 0000AA. That's the light blue color. And the text color say is black. This is what we have given it. Let's use that. So we will say class is equal to txt1, and now let's run it. So we can see that shade come here. It's not looking good. Let's go ahead and change it. So let's make it slightly lighter. Maybe to make it lighter, it's becoming very, very dark. Let's make it say CC. So this is slightly better, and the color is black. So these are the two things we have done here. Suppose the next thing we want is that when the mouse comes on this, the color of the buttons change. So how do we do it? We can say dot button1 colon hover. So whatever we define here will be the style when we hover on the button. Button1 is the style that we had given to the button, the class. So button1 colon hover. So for the mouse hover. And suppose we say that the background color in this case, becomes say /cc, or becomes darker. So bb0000. Let's run this. So it's becoming slightly darker, not that visible. Let's make it even more darker. So now we can see when we hover on it, when the mouse is, you can see the mouse pointer, and the text color is, the button color is changing. So this is mouse hover. And let's now to the text also do it. So let's say on the text we want text align say center. So right now what was the text alignment? The text alignment is left. We have made it center. Let's refresh it. And now we can see that the text is showing on the center. So that's the alignment on the text. And we can also add a hover to the text. So how will we do that? Let's say we will say dot text and colon hover. And what are the two things we want in this case? Suppose the two things we want in this case is say background color becomes say #0000EE, the text color say becomes white when we hover on it. And the third thing we want is that the font becomes bold. So we can say font weight becomes bold. So let's see now what happens. Let's refresh it. So the text has come up, and now when we hover on it, you can see that the colors are changed. The colors are not that visible. Let's make it slightly more. So we can see that the color is changed, the text is changing, and let's also change its alignment. Let's say the text align is right. So once we hover on it, the text alignment changes. Let's refresh. So now when we hover on it, we can see that the text alignment is changing, color is changing. So what we have seen are some few style properties, CSS properties. We have seen how to use hover. We've learned more about text alignment, and we have used these in conjunction.